Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're having a good day, and also hope you're enjoying a happy and positive start to 2020 as well, which wasn't the case, was it, for Everton on New Year's Day, losing 2-1 to City at the Etihad. I said in the video beforehand, it was a good opportunity for us to see how Everton would fare against one of the better sides, one of the best sides, and it was clear to see that we're still a long way off. There has been excellent work done at the club over the last few weeks, and things have come on leaps and bounds, there's no doubt about that. But I think you could really see Everton for the first time over this festive period properly looking tired. The fatigue looked like it's really taken its toll, and City, they have got the luxury of being able to rotate from what is a world-class squad. I mean, they didn't even put out their first team or best 11, if you'd say, but every player that they have in that squad is a world-class player. And yeah, so they had the legs, they dominated possession, they were better in pretty much every aspect of the game. City are likely to dominate possession, but we really saw very little of the ball. They were pretty comfortable. I mean, them 2 goals from Jesus in the second half, quick fire goals for him, killed the game really. But what I will say is, if that had been 4 weeks ago, we'd probably lose the game 3-4, 5-0, maybe even. So we did get back into it through Richarlison, his 9th goal, I believe, of the season. And then we showed a little bit of fight, made it a little bit more uncomfortable for City, but they never really looked too troubled with us on the day. Moise Kean probably had the best chance to equalise for Everton, but he was maybe a little bit too acrobatic with his effort. And yeah, City deservedly won on the day. We can see where we know where we need to strengthen. We know what we need to do. Bernard as well. Obviously, I'm not putting the loss down to this, but we saw him injured in the warm-up to the game, and Tom Davies had come in to play on the left of midfield, which wasn't ideal. But no, we move forward. Disappointing. We know we've got a long way to go, but it's not the end of the world. We've got a huge game to focus on, as I said. Merseyside derby, less than 2 days away now. Anfield, FA Cup 3rd round, and I love the FA Cup. It's the only competition we're left in this season after that really disappointing exit to Leicester in the Carabao Cup last month. But no, we've got Liverpool, so it's big enough that it's an FA Cup game, and we really want to see how far we can go. We need to win something. We haven't won anything. The last thing we won was the FA Cup, obviously, in 1995. Sick of saying that. So we need to win something. And the fact that it's a derby, I mean, and Liverpool, we all know how well they're doing, as much as it pains me to say. So we know it's going to be a very tough task. We know that Everton psychologically, I think, have really struggled when facing them over... Well, we haven't beaten them since 2010. We haven't beaten them there for 20 years, which is just a disgusting record, isn't it? Let's be honest, for us. It doesn't matter the difference in terms of the teams that have been over the years. The fact we're both in the same league, the amount of derbies that have been played, and we've not beaten them in 10 years, near enough, and not won there in 20 is just, it's obscene. It's got to end, and the psychological deficiency, I think, has played a huge part in that when it comes to facing them. Now, if there's anybody who can go away to changing that, it's Carlo Ancelotti. The man is a winner, as a player, as a manager, and I've got to say, every press conference he does, he's just endearing himself to certainly myself, and I can't speak for all fans, but I think he's just endearing himself more and more to us, isn't he? He seems such a gentleman for somebody who's won everything. He's got a really lovely manner about him, and that eyebrow thing he does is just top class. He's brilliant. He comes across really well. People will say that, obviously he's come here, he's probably on, I'm sure, a lot of money. But I believe this is somebody who really wants to do his best to try and achieve success, proper success back at this football club. The stadium, the manager, and now there have been talks today or an interview in the Financial Times, Usmanov. Now, it's kind of the subject that we all talk about and kind of know about, but don't know anything officially. Nothing's actually been done. Usmanov, of course, multi-billionaire, good friend of Farhad Moshiri. There's been an interview released today in the Financial Times where he talks about Everton and says that he would consider and would be happy to become a shareholder in Everton and invest there. And also saying, and the quote was, I think, they're building a new stadium. Why not have it called USM Arena? I wouldn't have to participate myself, but I could sponsor them. So that is very, very exciting. When you look at what's going on at our football club right now, Bramley Moor Dock, we've just handed in the planning applications for that, which will be breathtaking, groundbreaking, next level new stadium. We've just appointed one of the best managers in the world, and now it looks like we've got a multi-billionaire ready to spend some cash with Everton, hopefully. So this is so exciting. Let's just hope it all comes into fruition. But first, let's concentrate on the derby. Carlo Ancelotti's press conference today, fantastic. He spoke very highly of the competition. It's the oldest competition in England, in world football, and it's one that he holds very dearly. One that he's won. So he even said that maybe he can be a good luck charm. Maybe it's a good luck charm for him. So certainly if he could go on to lift it with Everton, wow, in his first season. But let's not get too carried away. We have, of course, got probably about the toughest fixture you could get, which is Liverpool at Anfield in the derby. But we go to this now in a different mindset entirely to what we did last month. And that is, with confidence. He said in his press conference about if we're to win there, and it will be hard to win, but we're capable of it. And if we're to do that, if you're to beat Liverpool, and he'll know better than anyone, of course, he's the only manager to beat Klopp this season, and he did raise in his press conference as well, cheekily, that he beat him last season as well. So if anyone can do it, it's Carlo Ancelotti. But he did say that if you're going to beat them, you cannot make any mistakes. You have to be fully focused, fully concentrating, give it your all, be without fear, make sacrifice, everything. They've got to give everything. I mean, a derby should be that anyway, let alone when you're playing such a technically good side that are so strong on the counter-attack, in transition, everything really. So we've got to be at our very best, but it's got to be the psychological thing as well. And for too many years, we've crumbled there. As fans, we even dread it, and you can see the managers have dreaded it, the players dread going there or playing them, and it shouldn't be like that. It's a derby. We're Everton. We've got to go there and puff our chests out. And I know I said this last time when we got battered 5-2, but that feels like it was a different era. It feels like a lifetime ago in a lot of ways. So it's a huge opportunity for Carlo Ancelotti to do something really big already in his time as Everton manager. It's a huge opportunity for this group of players to make themselves, to stand up and be counted, and to progress in this competition. And yeah, I think we can do it. It's going to be horrible. I hate derbies. There's no greater feeling than when you win, but they just make me so fearful and so on edge. But it's a great opportunity. Look at the likes of Richarlison, the fact he scored against City the other day. That was great. I think it was his 9th of the season. Calvert-Lewin had a fantastic December, firing goals in left, right and centre for the Toffees. So he'll be going there full of confidence. No doubt playing under Ancelotti even just makes the players feel more confident. So yeah, I can never really say I'm looking forward to it. But I know at the very least that we can go there with pride and know that we're going to see maximum effort from the team, and we're going to be able to leave feeling proud. Hopefully that's feeling proud and that we've progressed to the next round. But it's just different levels to where we were at a few weeks ago, and that's largely down to the manager and also of course the work that Duncan Ferguson did before him. But it just feels different, game-changing things going on right now. And if we can beat them, what a way to kickstart the year for Evertonians that would be, and for Ancelotti's reign at Everton, that would just be. I think Duncan Ferguson and all of our heads would go. But no, it'll be a tough challenge, but let's see what happens. That's all we can do as fans. In terms of injuries, I mentioned Bernard's injury before. He has apparently been training, and we'll wait and see on him, but hopefully he'll be available. Delph, I think, was carrying a knee injury and is going to be assessed. Obviously, Gomez Gabarmin won't be with us for a few more months yet, obviously. I can't think who else now. I think other than Morgan Schneidlin is available to play, and I'm presuming the likes of Walcott and other players that had been suffering recently, now they've got a few matches under their belts and stuff. I think he said the ones that had recently come back in are all okay as well, so that is good news. Liverpool will probably make some rotations. Klopp has said that he will, but we'll wait and see. You never know what's going to happen. A lot of it's mind games with derbies, football in general. But yeah, nothing we can do now other than wait and see what happens. Get right behind the team, as I know we will be. The atmosphere is going to be rocking, no doubt. And a huge opportunity. Loved hearing him say that as well, because that's what this is. This is a huge opportunity, and it's something that should be embraced. These players should embrace that and say, yeah, it's a huge challenge, but it's a huge opportunity. To do something really good, and do something really good for the club and for the fans, and give us all something to properly cheer. But yeah, what a time. It's exciting.